Today makes it 5 years since I was released from captivity after being kidnapped by bandits for 8 days, and then he paid 1 million naira ransom before I was released. I was kidnapped alongside one of my cousins and his wife, 3 of us. Although in total we are 15 in numbers that were marched to the bush by the bandits. How it all happened, I lost one of my cousins. That's the elder sister of this my cousin. In fact, we were notified late in the night of Thursday. Then on the Friday early in the morning, we had to rush to Kaduna, at least to witness her burial. So after the burial, immediately we embarked on the journey back to Abuja, just 20 kilometers from Kaduna. We started hearing gunshots. We didn't know what happened. We could not move our car again. So it was after the kidnapping, the whole kidnapping incident, that I realized the reason why I could not move my car, the reason why I was trying to move my car, I could not move it, is that one of their bullets struck one of my tires. So there's no way we could move. So we are marched into the bush. Then I hide my phones under the seat before they came into the car to pick us. They were brutal. If they caught you running, they would just shoot the person. So that was how we moved into the bush. Just some kilometers that we moved, just like maybe after 20 minutes that we moved into the bush, they asked us to bring all our luggages. Some of us that they took our luggages, they asked us to identify the luggages, they asked us to identify ourselves. How are you related to this? Some of the drivers say these are his passengers, some drivers say these are all that. So we identified ourselves as family members. We told them what took us to Kaduna and what took us to Kaduna and how we are related. That one no concern them. So all of a sudden they were attacked by security agencies who came to rescue us. So they kept some of their team behind while some of us were marched into the bush by another team. Those teams they kept behind is to just to ward off the security agencies. So I was nearly cut off through the crossfire. In fact, a bullet even passed through my front before I realized that I had to be crawling, because I have ever met one of these mobile policemen who told me that whenever you hear a gunshot, it's not for you. The next thing is to lie down and crawl. So that was how we started crawling into the bush. All of them, they were all in disarray, but we didn't know. Even if we wanted to run, we didn't know where to run to, because you don't even know where the gunshot were coming from. So although those of them that decided to march us into the bush, they continued to push us forward that we should go into the bush. So they marched us into the bush. They continued to just move from one place to the other. That evening, they allowed us to call our loved ones. So when I called home, I called my wife, and the policemen that took our car and they took our phone, I've already called my people through the phone number, because I just called my wife. Soon I'll be in Suleja and all that. So we slept in the bush. That was how it started. So that was how we are moving about, drinking from river, just open water. There's nothing like water and all that. So they thought they couldn't eat even the following day, because they were they were scared. They don't know if the security agencies were going to come back. So that was why we could not settle in one place. We were moving from one place to the other. Then on the 3rd day, they called us, and then in order to make us fear, they beat the hell out of all of us. The beating that I've never seen somebody receiving before. I even thought I was going to die. I was just shouting, "Please don't kill me. I have children that are very young." So I was just telling them they should not kill me. I have children that are very young that I needed to take care of and all that. They didn't mind though. That one didn't concern them. So that was how we are beaten and all that. So I knew our people were still looking for me. They started calling millions of naira. They started by calling 20 million naira on my head and all that. So it was that day, on the 3rd day, that they even give us Gary. I know, see, that's how Gary sweet. Imagine Gary, just very dirty Gary like that, they just give it to us. That was the first time we ate in 3 days. After after the eating, they asked us, we're just sleeping in open spaces. There was nothing like, just give us any kind of dirty water. You must drink, you don't have any option. So they continue to threaten us that if we don't call our people to bring money, they are going to kill us and all that. There was nothing we could do. We're just following them up and down like that. So sometimes they give us the excuse, the permission to call our people. We call them, and then before they allow us to call our people, they will beat us very well so that our people will hear. Even at the point you are calling, they will still be beating us. Just the way you see it on the media, the way they behave, that's exactly how they run their show. So they continue to beat us like that. That was how we continue to follow them up and down. So after that third day, they went to we don't know where they went to. They came back with some rice, beans, and then salt, and then Maggi, somehow like that. So one of us, we were the one cooking for them, cooking for ourselves. So we cook one pot for them and cook one pot for ourselves. So when the Maggi finished now, we were just cooking pure rice, just raw rice like that, and red oil. We don't know, sometimes we just go to one place, bring some of this food stuff, nothing serious, so just this Maggi, salt, rice and beans and all that. That's how we are cooking. So they are giving us, they allowed us to cook 2 times in a day, morning and evening. So all I was thinking, because I was very calm in that place, I was just thinking that, so this is the end of it, because certainly as a human being you always think, is it the end of it? My children are too young, how are they going to cope with life in this harsh reality? As an orphan, I knew what I faced, and I was thinking that, I was imagining that my children will still pass through that kind of headache. I was just praying to God, please don't let this take my life because of my children. Imagine, as father now, you must always think like, and I was also thinking of my wife. Yeah, how are they going to cope? How are they going to cope as widows? All these things were just coming into my head. So whenever they come to me, they were asking me, why is this one quiet like this? I don't know, because some of us were carried away. Sometimes they will come to us and they would like to discuss with us. They'll be saying, they just like to laugh and all that. But inside me, I was thinking that which kind of laugh am I going to laugh in the bush? So they marked me separately. They told me that I was having another plan. They usually come to me to tell me that if anybody tried to run, they will shoot the person. And even if you run, because it was a thick forest, at that point, like that 3-4 days, we had gone into the thick forest. There was no how you could even escape. They said if anybody tried to escape, you might even be caught by wild animal. It was true, or you might be caught by another group. You see, you start from square one. So that was how we were moving up, and a lot of things happened. I don't pray that anybody should fall into the hands of these guys. They are brutal. In fact, they are very brutal. So at the 4th day or thereabout, they started releasing some of us. So they released one of the, especially the cook, Mercy, she was our cook. They released her. They were 8 female, 7 male. So we were all 15 in numbers. So they released her one. Nothing concerned. There was an elderly woman that was with us. They were making her pass through exactly. That was what even gave us courage, and she was also giving us courage. She was facing the same punishment as us. Then we were now thinking that if an old woman, she was in her 60s that time, if she could, in fact, she even dislocated her ankle, yet they didn't even pity her. We were now thinking that if these people could treat an elderly woman like that, who are we? So that was what gave us the courage to continue to march into the bush. Throughout all this time, if you lose your slippers, you don't have the right to look back that you want to carry your slippers. The way you see them, pushing cattle, pushing cow, that was how they were pushing us. Move. They would just be hitting us. If you don't move, at the point, we tried to the point that I could not even raise my leg. I had to use my hands to be raising my legs. So if we go to any place, I'm just saying this thing because there's no how it was not Syria. Like, we not even remember how 8 days. How can you remember Syria and what happened? So sometimes the first time we went to one place, they just say Gawojen Zaman Kuna. We looked at the place, just bush. That was our place. That means that's your place. That's the place you are going to stay. So we had to just use our legs to push the leaves around and then sleep on it. Mind you, the clothes we wore to the place was the clothes we wore throughout that time. Some of us that we are even able to take their bags, they share the clothes among themselves. You see them wearing new clothes. So they were just treating us anyhow. So any of them can just come and just got angry and just give you dirty slap for no reason. So we asked them, come, why are you doing all these things to us? That It's because they have been maltreated, and it's because, that did we see any Fulani man that is allowed to move freely in the town? We said how that they have been, stereotyped, that even the innocent ones among them have been stereotyped by the security agencies and all that. Hey, mind you, they caught us with one policeman. How did we know? How did they know that he's a policeman? When we entered into the bush now, he threw away his ID card. So one of them saw it and took it. That was how they realized that he was a policeman. The greatest punishment they gave to us was to that man, to the point that they killed him later on anyway, because when we got back, when they finally released us, we called the parents and they said that they killed him, that they don't forgive policemen. He was even telling us there that he was having the premonition that these people are going to kill him. He even had it in his dream that they are going to kill him, but there's nothing you could do. That was even after they collected 10 million naira from him. That was what the parents said, that they collected 10 million naira from him and they killed him. So a lot of things happened. A lot of things happened in that bush. A lot of things happened. It's a nightmare that I don't wish my greatest enemy to ever come across it. So while we are with them, because sometimes we usually have sessions that this time that we just be discussing and be asking them questions. We ask them why we are doing all these things. They said because the Fulani tribe, especially those ones in the bush, have been stereotyped by the local communities and the government and all that, and that they are even hardly allowed to move freely in the town again as citizens, and that they have been brutalized and all that, and that at that time that we were gathering this money from ransom to gather enough weapons to fight for their rights in the country. Can you see? And one thing that we should understand is this, that when an injustice is meted to any of them anywhere in the country, that no matter how long it takes, that they that we see will go to that place to take revenge. And whenever they go to that place, just what they have been doing, that they told us that they are very brutal and they are careless about their own retaliation, that they do what they like. So one thing I noticed about them is that, in fact, they showed us their faces. Only one of them used to mask his face. The rest of them do not mask their faces. So they used to come to us and say, look at our face, you never see us in the town again, because we have already been, slated for killing, that anytime they catch us, they are going to kill us. So we don't even have any business coming to the city. And let me tell you one thing, something that I observe in their own kind of life is that the government have really, the forest where they live is like ungoverned area where there's no presence of anything about the government. So they have been able to map their life, cap their life in the forest without any civilization, nothing, no school, no health, nothing. They don't have any business with us. So it is unfortunate that we have such number of people in the forest. They are not foreigners, they are Nigerians. The reason why some of us call them foreigners is because it was the first time, if they catch some of us, it's the first time that you come in contact with such kind of people. You now think that these are not Nigerians. Yes, they don't come to the street, they don't come to the town, you don't see them regularly. These are not the regular cattle areas. So these ones are just, although they are part of them, but there are civilians among them too that they don't have any business in this, because we meet them in the bush. Whenever we come across those normal herders, if you see how they used to be shivering whenever they come in contact with those beasts that kidnapped us, they used to shiver and they would be surprised. But we had that all these people, they are together now. They are not together. Those ones too are suffering the same fate with some of us, because even among the captives, some of us, there were two Fulani people among us now. Even one of the ladies paid 3 million. A Fulani lady paid 3 million naira. While the rest of us paid 1 million. They later allowed us to go and we paid 1 million naira. You see, so it's not easy. It's not as easy as you are seeing. And let me tell you again, they are not Muslims. Only one of them too used to pray with us. The rest of them do not pray. They don't have any business in prayers. In fact, there was a time, if we begged them in the name of God, they used to be pissed off and tell us that if they remember the name of God, they wouldn't have gone to the road in the first place. So why should we even be begging them in the name of God? You can see, they don't have any business with Muslims. They don't have any business with Christians. They are just living their lives like that. So I beg the government, if the government really want to stop this thing, they are not all, it's not all of them that are just kidnapping for ransom to go and enjoy their life. So what life do they even want to enjoy? They just stay in the bush like wild animals, because we there's nothing like say there was no preferential treatment between we and them. They were not staying in any special place or eating any special food. The only thing that is that they don't beat themselves. They also lie down where we lie down. The rain will fall from heaven. They will only cover themselves with trampoline, and that was all. The rest of us, or some of them, will just lie down because they had 24-hour surveillance on us. None of them were having any preferential treatment as to say they were eating better food, or they were drinking better water, or they were living in better place. And that's how they live their life. They will continue to that. That's how they will continue to trek. Once they release us, they will continue to move like that till wherever they like. Can you see? So it's not easy. It's not easy. The government need presence in the forest. It is either you have a government present in the forest, or you ask everyone to leave the forest and come to the city where you can govern. If you continue to allow people to be in the forest, honestly ungoverned, this thing will continue because nobody is monitoring their activities. Nobody is taking care of their health-wise, education-wise, religious-wise. Nobody is taking care of these people, and there are millions of them in the forest. I'm not a security expert, but based on my encounter with them, this is just what I have to say. They are not as you think. They are not as you think. On our way into the forest anyway, we made shallow graves, which we knew that maybe it's part of some of the people that were kidnapped before that died, because it was not easy to pass through those pain, to pass through all those experiences and come out alive, even if they don't kill you. And see, there were more than 50 in that group, and only few of them does not have AK-47. The minimum weapon they wielded was AK-47, loaded with bullets. You see live ammunition. One of the cartridge, you see hundreds of bullets in one of them. You see them, wrap themselves with a lot of bullets. So it's not easy. I don't pray that anyone should ever encounter them. So when on the day that we are going to be released, we don't know because we don't know what is happening. They don't allow us to talk to our people often, and they don't call us with their phones. They call us with the phones of those of us, some of the captives. So there's no how you can even trace them with that line, because if you want to trace, you trace it back to innocent among the captives, because most of the phones they were just using their own phones, but because they had some solar light that they were using to charge their phones, so they were using their own small phones, but our SIM cards, you see. So even if you want to trace them, you still trace them back to innocent people. So the day they were going to release us, we don't know what they were communicating with our people, and we don't know the negotiation they were having with our people. But there was a time, because we are speaking Hausa to our people so that they could understand what we are saying. They don't allow us to speak any language. So at the point where we knew that they were only interested, at least 1 million naira was the cap, at least, because if you call below 1 million naira, they will beat the hell out of us. So I called one of my friends and I spoke my language to him that, tell them that anything below 1 million, they should not call anything below 1 million. So that was how my people started arranging for that amount of money, because they were just calling any amount of, they started from 20 million like that, just to know how much you can afford. So when I was telling my people, I was telling them that, look, I am the breadwinner of my own family, and I'm here with you now. How do you expect, it's me that's supposed to look for the money. If somebody is here, how do you expect my wife and my children to look for this money? So always allow me to tell them, let me guide them on where to go. I will tell them, go and meet this my friends. I will just confuse. Sometimes I will say, go and sell my car, go to the driving school, go to the driving school, sell my car. In fact, even the house, apart from the house we are living, one of my houses again, I said, go to that place, sell it any amount, because I just wanted to leave that place. I knew life was better than any amount of properties, and I believe when I leave that place, I'll be able to replace those properties. But if they had killed me, I'm not saying the life of my children might not be better without my presence, but you know the plight of orphans in this country. I am an orphan, and I knew what I passed through. So nobody should even pray that their children should be an orphan. But if that comes, that's by the way, then we should just pray that God should prolong our life in good health for our children. So I was always thinking about them. Then if I sit down, I always think about my wife, my children, and all that. How your life going to be? It was a very bitter experience, very, very bitter experience, very bitter experience. So you will see the image. I will show. I'll place the image of when I came back. We trek. So on the day they were going to release us, they just called us. Stand up. Let us go and meet your people. We trek more than 4 kilometers from where we were staying to the main road. When I saw my brother was one that they sent to come and to bring the ransom. They counted the money and ensured, in fact, 10,000 naira was missing out of the money. Maybe they made a mistake. They counted it. And let me tell you, at the time they were counting this money, we are not there. We are with some of their groups, so that because they want my brother should not come as security agent, that if you come as security agent to attack the people that come to collect ransom, the other one, they will kill the captive. Can you see? So it was it's a risky situation for you to inform or come with any security agent. The security agent could only catch the people that come to collect the ransom, while the other people will finish the captive. I hope you get it. So everything went well and all that. So when I came back, I still left my brother and his wife, my cousin and his wife with them. When I came back, I was now calling them. I now told my people, when I know they call anything below 1 million on this, they are not playing. And my cousin made a mistake that he was calling a lot of people, and when they had him calling a lot of people, they now felt that he would be able to bring big ransom. Nothing was forthcoming. They punished him a lot. So when I left, I just came back and then told my people, please try to rescue this guy from these guys, because they are already angry with him and all that. And that was how they paid 1 million, so the three of us paid 3 million for our rescue. This is just a glimpse of what happened. 8 days experience will not just be explained in just this few videos. This was my experience about kidnapping. And see, something else that happened is this. I noticed that after that time, every year, when that time is approaching, just like I just came down, I just finished treating fever recently. When that period come up, I'll fall sick. No matter how I try, and I used to be aware that this period I would say I will not fall sick. All those places that they beat me start paining me again. You see, so it's a bitter experience that you should not wish your worst enemy to have. So thank you so much for listening. I pray that none of you come across this thing, none of you experience this thing in your lives, and then I wish the government understand that whoever come out of that place should be treated, should be taken over by the federal government. The federal government should rehabilitate, should call that person, treat them, even give them some funds, because it's not easy. People are dying, families are suffering. I don't know. I was lucky that people, my families and friends, they were able to raise that ransom without even selling any of my properties. How about those whose family who does not have those kind of people? Some of them suffered a lot, and some of them will even sell their properties just for them to get out of that kind of situation. The government should really take care of kidnapped victims. They pass through a lot, and they are still passing through a lot. That's by the way. Thank you for listening.